And now the hottest place this morning, South Korea's National Assembly. With fraught negotiations going deep into the night, suddenly a dramatic turn of events. Key reform bills finally given the so-called fast-track status. Now this comes after days of intense political bickering in Parliament and even some physical confrontations along the way. However, the struggle between the main opposition and the other parties is far from over, and we could see all activity at the National Assembly grind to a halt with both sides firmly dug in for a fight. Kim Min-ji reports.
After days of physical standoff at the National Assembly, two special parliamentary committees have put key reform bills on fast track. 4 parties agreed last week to fast-track bills, including one on electoral reform, one on the creation of an investigative body to probe corruption among high-ranking public officials, and another to boost the investigative rights of police. It came amid fierce resistance from the main opposition Liberty Korea party, but the parties pushed it through in order for the electoral reforms to be reflected at the general elections in April next year. The bill on electoral reform calls for the number of parliamentary seats to stay unchanged at 300, but proportional representation seats would be increased to 75 from the current 47. Voting age will also be lowered by a year to 18. As for the new investigative body, the bill seeks to give the unit rights to probe and seek arrest warrants, while restricting its authority to indict only judges, prosecutors, and high-ranking police officers under investigation. As for the PAR reform, the bill calls for enhancing the police agency's investigative rights by allowing them to initiate and close cases without approval from the prosecution. Fast-track designation is a tool that prevents bills without bipartisan support from being sat in limbo at the National Assembly for too long. But there are hurdles along the way. A fierce backlash from the main opposition Liberty Korea party could put the brakes on negotiations. The Conservative Party says revisions to the election law always have to come through bipartisan agreement. The latest development could also put a pile of pending bills related to people's livelihoods on ice, as they have vowed not to cooperate in legislative activities anymore. On top of that, an internal feud within the minor opposition Paramita party is expected to worsen. The fast-track move was made possible after the leadership replaced 2 of its committee members who were against the deal. Parliamentary dynamics could change should this lead to mass defections, which could also hinder the fast-track process down the line. The ruling Democratic Party has called on all parties, including the main opposition party, to work together on the bills and make appropriate changes during negotiations, but it appears that mending ties will be the key for a smooth fast-track process. Kim Min-ji, Arirang News.